Yep, this is Land Anime here. We're doing a podcast on our Anime Weekly. I'm here with Paydro and Blizz Daddy. How you doing, Paydro?
Doing all right.
Doing good?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, Blake? Doing good?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So, we're talking about Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale, as well as Comic Girls and Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. We watched this week's episode. How did you feel about Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale, Pedro?
Fantastic as always.
You think you dig it?
I always dig it.
What's your favorite part of the episode?
Definitely just the backstory that we didn't understand about Pito from the beginning. Just finding that out. I don't really want to do any huge spoilers for people that do plan to watch this, but finding out what we find out in this episode is really interesting, and they completely put a twist on like SAO survivors and people who actually didn't get into SAO.
Yeah.
There is one person here who has not seen the original Sword Art series.
That would be Blizz Daddy.
That would be Blizz.
I've seen a couple of this series, but not the original
He's
series.
seen about the last 3 episodes with us.
Yes.
And he's really digging it, so
He probably would like Sword Art Online.
yeah, he's supposed to be binge watching it with me.
Yep.
And I'm gonna show him what is Sword Art Online. But overall, I mean, the show is pretty solid. The writers are doing a very good job.
Studio 3 Hertz is nailing it.
Yeah.
It's not Reki Kawahara behind the wheel this time. So it's a very different feel from Sword Art Online, but they still keep true to a lot of it. And it's kind of, we didn't say advertisement for Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. But
No, Fatal Bullet was advertisement for this.
For this show, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
typically, lately they've been making a lot of Sword Art games. You've got Hollow Realization. You've got also Lost Song. There's Sword Art versus Excel World.
is that the game?
Yeah,
Cool.
It's a game.
I hated Excel World, but that's cool. I didn't know.
You get to play both sides, so you can either play as Excel World characters or you can play as Sword Art characters.
Oh, I did not know that. That's very cool.
And then now there's Fatal Bullet, which they've done a lot with, and then so far it's honestly really good, and I really do enjoy the game along with the anime.
Yeah. So, what all did you like about the episode, Blake? About Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Go?
It was different than the other episodes I'd seen. It showed a lot of backstory. A lot of the other episodes I had seen was just mostly action and the
fighting.
in-game stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting to see what these characters actually looked like in the real world and how they really acted in the real world as opposed to how they acted in game.
Yeah, that's always interesting when it comes to Sword Art Online. Okay, now Pedro, do you want to talk about Comic Girls?
Yeah, so Comic Girls is just a very moe anime that's out. It's all slice of life comedy style. Landon tries to say it's like it's boring as fuck, and I'm like, bro, it's a guilty pleasure anime.
Yeah,
man. Like it's one of those like
I don't want to admit that I love it. Comic Girls is great though, so it's a funny show. I know not a lot of people this season are watching it, but Paydro picked it for our Anime Weekly, so it's a thing.
I mean, you can't go wrong with little lollies that are just manga artists.
They do like erotic shit too, don't they?
Yeah.
Some Ero manga sensei shit.
Yeah, the purple haired girl, I can't think of her name. She's the one she's like very sweet and innocent, but like she actually draws erotic manga.
Yeah, I don't know any of their names.
And then there's Tsubasa, who does the shonen.
Yes. Oh, yep, that's right.
And then they've never really made clear what Chaos draws.
Yeah, no, they really have not.
Like, she kind of just draws everything, but like in a little kid art style.
Yeah, I mean, Comic Girls is a thing. I don't remember much of that shit. And then the one I picked, my favorite, fuck Lou Over the Wall. Lou Over the Wall sucks balls. My video on that's coming out. So here's my pick. Probably my anime of the season so far. Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. I'm digging it. What did you guys think about the last episode?
Yeah, Blake, tell us what you thought.
Yeah, Blake, what did you think?
It was really interesting. I had seen, what was it, 2 episodes now of that?
It was
before
2.
that.
Was it 2 or 3?
This is the third.
Yeah, this is the third one I had seen of it.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job of tying all the episodes together. Like, it's very sequential. So you don't really see a whole lot left out. And in this episode, you can kind of see how the characters are progressing more and more.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of said it too, Paydro. Even though it's very sequential, and not a whole lot's left out, you can kind of see that it's progressing very fast, though.
Yeah.
I think you kind of said something along the lines of...
It
like,
kind of has to in 11 episodes.
Yeah,
I have not read the manga. But
They made reference that this episode, basically Naru and Nefuji have been together for a year now.
yeah, that's right. They had like a time skip.
I mean, there's not necessarily a time skip. It's just like, we don't really know when everything's taking place. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, from our perspective, it's just day by day, but like from their perspective, this show's actually probably one episode's probably 2 or 3 months down the line from the last episode. You know, like that's where it ties in. Now, last episode they met Now, which not to be confused with Now as best girl from Takunomi.
No, sorry, Makoto's best girl.
no.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Makoto's the
Now-
Starbucks girl. She's hot. She's hot.
Now is best girl. She makes the cat faces. So
Yeah,
fuck
she's
you.
got the cat mouth.
But no, his name's Now. It's actually Nefuji's little brother. Though they all grew up together, Nefuji, Naru, and Now.
Yeah.
So they meet him, and then now this episode he's outside in a Santa Claus costume, and he's like handing out these little sample drinks, trying to bring in business. But
And then like Naru's favorite manga character died. I'm trying to remember the first of the episode.
Yeah, first half of the episode, basically, she's acting real weird, and Nefuji knows something's up, but she won't admit to him, and so finally he like traps her and is like, "Look, don't fucking lie to me. Like,
Yeah.
I know something's wrong."
We're in a relationship. What the fuck's your problem? But of course, we're both otaku. One likes video games, and one happens to be into anime and cosplaying and writes on it. Of course, that is what. Of course,
and
that's what's wrong.
she goes-
That's the only thing that could ever be wrong.
Yeah,
because
she
it's
gets
their
like
life.
super depressed, like when she's about to explain to him, and they don't explain it until they get back to the little restaurant that they were going to. They were going to have drinks with Kabakura and Koyanagi.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Your favorite manga character died," and that's when like there's a little box that appears over Kabakura's head, and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And it says that he was a manga fan.
Yeah.
So it makes reference that he didn't know that manga character died until just then.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, Otakoi was good. All right. Well, you can wrap this up. So, did you enjoy Otakoi, Blake?
Yeah,
you were digging it?
It was interesting. I liked it.
Okay. Pedro, you enjoyed it, obviously. We got some good anime going for the spring 2018 anime season. I think it's like technically fucking summer now. My ass is behind on some weekly anime.
No, it's still spring season.
Is it still spring? Oh, no, I'm talking about like in general. Like it's summer now, right?
No, it's still spring.
Is it still spring technically?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the spring anime season's pretty good. Thank you guys for joining us. This is from Paydro, Blizz Daddy, a.k.a. Blake, and Land Anime. I appreciate you guys listening to this shitty podcast. We'll do some more Anime Weekly. See you next time.